the clouds sort of look like storybook time. So I had a little story of me own, and after I said it, a shooting star went across the sky. So this probably won't be as good as what was in my head, but here goes. So there was an ogre and a wizard. The wizard went into the kitchen and he looked at the fruit bowl, and there was a mandarin that was rotten, a really hard nectarine, a frozen orange, a really raw apple, and a pear that was crisp and tasty, but it was dry, and a peach that was just perfect. Now the wizard looked at the fruit and he said, I don't think I'll have any of these. They're not that great. And only my son, the ogre, might eat them. So he walked away, walked into the hallway and vanished into a room. The ogre, he looked at the fruit bowl and he thought, what was he looking at? He put his hand over them all and couldn't taste it, couldn't feel anything until he got the peach. And he took the peach with him outside. And it was a dark night, clouds were over the sky. And he thought the moon's lit up. And he wanted to be close with the moon because the dark clouds seemed to be a little bit frightening. And he thought, I'll hunt down the moon. So he walked into the woods eating his peach. And he kept walking over the hills, further on beyond. And he thought, I'm never going to reach the moon. It keeps getting further away. He finished his peach. Now the wizard back at the house, he thought, where's the ogre gone? He got all the fruit in the fruit bowl. He started making a sauce, and the aura went through the door and window and over the forest and over the hills. And the ogre smelled it. For that's the wizard's sauce. So he kept on towards the house. He got to the house. And the wizard had ate the sauce on toast. And the ogre really was hungry. So he went to bed. Thought, if I wake up in the morning, I could go look for the moon. So he went to look for the moon in the morning. So he asked the wizard, can I look for the moon in the morning? And the wizard said, you can't go on an empty stomach. And he went in the fridge and he got out some more fruit and started making a sauce. He could have been a protection or something like that. Protection or life. It's gonna bring you back to life if the gargoyle attacks in level 3. Anyway, shooting fire out his mouth and everything. So like I said, he went and made the sauce and the toast. And the ogre had some food and went to bed. He woke up in the morning. He went outside, hoping he could find the moon, because he wasn't going to give up. The wizard said, don't give up. You can search for the moon. You can aim for the moon. Anyway, there was no moon the next morning. It was the sun, and he didn't want to be in the sun. So he took off, got his bags packed, went to school. He got to school, the teacher said, you haven't packed your books. He called up, the teacher called up the wizard, said, can you bring the books in? He needs to go to school and learn and do his work. Anyway, the wizard said, you know what? I reckon reaching, aiming for the moon might mean using those school books. So he took the school books and he took off on his broom, or whatever it was, and flew up to the moon. And he put the books on the moon. The stars started coming out. And the ogre had to leave school without doing any work. And he walked back as the sun went down. The stars come out, the moon went out, come out. Anyway, he got home, the wizard was there. And he said, are you gonna search for the moon? Are you gonna aim for the moon? He said, because your books are up there. So he said, I could have used my books, why don't you bring them in? And anyway, so that he said, I might go tomorrow. In his bed, when he was going to bed, he was a little bit upset, thinking, I'll never get my books from the moon. As the wizard said, they're on the moon. If you want to do your work, you got to aim for the moon. But when he went to sleep, as he drifted away to sleep, a star was watching over him. And one of the stars zoomed over to the moon, grabbed his books, zoomed back to his window, put his books up on his window, and then zoomed back up to the sky. Shined there like a star in the sky. This star was a friend of the ogres. Anyway, he woke up in the morning, daylight, and he found his books. He said, oh, my books. And he packs his bag and he goes to school. And he had to do twice as much work as everyone else, because he didn't do any work the day before. But he did twice as much work. And I guess that's the moral of the story. If you aim for the moon, you've got to do twice as much work. Peace.